Greetings, Wandering Beekeeper here. Welcome to Mars, which is trying to kill me. Every one of the gray square cubes you see out there, one of those little gray blocks, is a meteor. Every one of them has fallen since I got here. 2 of them that close to my front door. It really gets frightening when you start to look at it from the air and you begin to realize just how frequently these meteors drop, and every one of them blasts a few more blocks loose from the surface. This is why I put my base under a mountain. There was one right. You see this? Zoom out here, and there it is. See, the blocks blasted out are still floating, and the meteor itself is still cooling off. They don't get too close, it's really hot. Let us go see what is under the red planet. There's been enough videos exploring Galacticraft Mars. The airlock, and we are in the first hallway. The Mars base. Let's stop off at equipment maintenance. Here we have spacesuit maintenance, lockers full of air tanks and tools and spare parts, an oxygen compressor to refill your tanks, energy module to recharge your suit parts, and of course a replicator, because the replicators are everywhere. Reactor 1. Did not mess around. I built a 5x5 reactor running nicely. I have the usual reclamation system here, crafting out plutonium. The ME systems. ME systems, by now you should be familiar with from these videos. There's the controller right there. Yes, the resemblance to a specific game console is intentional. Cable here that drops down to the quarters. Cable over to the molecular assembler array. Light blue going up to the crafting cuboids. Lime cable upper level. And sneaking a cable through the wall for the equipment maintenance room. You will see beds later on. Those are for show. You cannot sleep in a bed on Mars. It will explode like it would in the Nether. This is a cryogenic chamber, and this is how you sleep when you go off-world. Part of it is a matter of safety. Air goes out, you gotta have something that will keep you alive. Oxydome 1, wheat and soybeans. Oxydome 1 is here primarily for oxygen. However, waste not, want not. We have compressor running here. Let me go select that and put in process. We'll throw that into here. Yes, there's a replicator terminal. Sirs, how else do you harvest into the system? This dome exists predominantly to have 4 trees in it and a lot of oxygen collectors. I managed to get 2 fruit trees going in here, and I don't know how I did it. The fig seems to be the easiest to get started. If you plant a birch and then put the fig next to the birch, that seems to take care of it. And a birch first seems to be some sort of key, but I don't quite know it yet. Let's move on. End of the corridor and the stairs down. Just imagine people making something of a game of this, because if you hit it just right, you can float the stairs. Yes, I do have a slimeling. I messed with a blue slimeling egg, and it hatched, and now the thing follows me around. I've had to tell it to sit and stay. See how it goes. Okay, Oxy 2, food production 1, couple of chests left from the planting. I put one of every kind of seed in this chest. It took 2 chests. Harvest Craft has a lot of plants. Doesn't it, though? Food production 1. We have apples growing. Was not able to get a second fruit tree going in here. I tried. Settled for a white flowering cherry. All sorts of various stuff's growing here. Not all of it food. That's kinoff. That's a fiber crop. You make string out of it. Mustard seeds for seasoning. It's the ever-present replicator kernel. My thought here being that Martians would come to have a love of bright colors, given the monotonous sameness of the planet itself. I mean, red walls get much. So yes, there's blue, there's green, or other bright colors. We have a galley over here, and the galley, well, the galley sort of speaks for itself, doesn't it? Something of a diner, something of a refectory, corporate break room. I mean, there's to what we could do with the place. It's going to look like the company break room. Here we have the auto crafting galley. We have a crafting terminal. Make things. We have a patterning terminal where you can teach the system how to make things for you, and the interface terminal where all the things we have taught the system are kept as encoded patterns. So the system knows how to make all of these things itself. Run low on simple. And boom, we have tin butter. That easy. Auto crafting makes things so much easier, especially when you have all the predecessor steps in. Then it can automate those as well. All you have to request is the finished product. Oxy 3, food production 2. Food production 2 has some empty space. I haven't decided what to put in it yet. I don't have a pressing need. I've got half a field of soybeans and half a field of wheat upstairs. I have a lot of grapes because a lot of recipes take vinegar. You need grape juice to make vinegar. So yeah, I use Takaranda leaves for the halo here, just for some variety. Over here, we have exemplar quarters. I've only built one hallway and one set of rooms. I haven't seen much of a point in continuing to build identical sets of rooms. or something that is in a solo player not inhabited. Again, that bright colors thing. Let's do something to challenge these dull red walls. All the exposed ductwork that makes this all happen. You remember that pink cable? This is where it comes out. It drops here and feeds out the hallway, where it picks up and continues on where our friend the lime cable, which ran out of channels, left off. Typical room, they're all of the same design. There is a work, study, whatever, calling home, watching porn, internet, whatever you're going to do. There is a relaxing area. This one's still missing a couple of bits. Let's fix this. I had a bit of a mishap earlier. Still making a few repairs, as we can see. Let's put where it goes. We'll see that. I forgot that you cannot sleep in a bed on Mars, and if you try to, it explodes. And it was spectacular. I'm still making some repairs here, I think. Looks like I'm missing a cabinet. It's our pink cabinet. What's this? Huh. It's here somewhere. I've looked at it and just rolled right past it, haven't I? Things. There it is. And clickety. Oh. Okay. So let's go look at what's the hall. Which is still in proper repair, and this is what it should look like. Dark oak contrast with the yellow. Relaxing area here where you can watch TV, grab a snack, whatever. It's a bit like a hotel room and a bit like those living spaces is designed by IKEA to fit into a tiny space. There's a little of both in the design here. I've spent some time at IKEA, and I've spent far too much time in hotels with them. So yeah. The other two rooms are the same, just different color scheme. Same layout. And I could go on building sets of these rooms, but the proof of concept is here. I have enough that the base is functional. And then we have Amos's. There's no label on it because everybody knows it's Amos's. Let's go in and paint down any color but red, because there is a bar. Because of course Mars needs bars. We have 3 blenders. There is very little wait time for your alcohol frozen slurry. And they have live music. Maybe stand-up comedy. Who knows? Whatever folks around here want to get up on stage and do to entertain their fellow Martians, you know? Not like you're going to get people coming out here on tour. Here the terminal is behind the bar, although the bartender exists mainly to hand you stuff, not as a cashier. And this is a post-scarcity society. They have replicators. Cash? What's that? Possibility of moving on. Possibility of putting more effort into it, but I really think that the base has matured to a sufficient point where it is time to move on. There are planets, more moons, more research stations to build. Next stop is Venus. That's going to be a challenge. Till then, safe journeys, space fans.